America has a new hero, and she kicks butt. Join American Bliss in her exciting first issue, as she finds her way as the new champion of freedom.
Woo! Yeah, there we go. There we go, guys. Yes, American Bliss is live. It is live and it's doing awesome. It's doing amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, guys. Okay. Welcome everyone to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their campaigns and their books, because people often give me time on their platforms and I appreciate it, and I want to do something in return for this amazing community. Okay, guys, it was a very busy weekend ever since we launched. Constantly stuff to do, and I had some messages from backers, from dear backers of our new campaign, that they struggled a little bit with this new feature that Indiegogo has implemented, which automatically tips them. So when you check out, there is this little thing you have to put to 0. Otherwise, it automatically has a percentage of your backing amount, and it tips that they tip themselves. It's really strange, and no one asked for it. I never implemented it. They did it, and I got some complaints, and I have no idea how to solve it, guys. It's I contacted support. I hope they can help it, but so what I did today, right? Let me show you guys. I hope it'll help a little bit. So this campaign, guys, look at this. Look at this. We're nearing the 4K. We're nearing the 4K, guys. Okay, but Okay, so you have this new feature. So I place this warning here. So once you get on the page, first thing you see is this warning, and it tells you about this new feature they have. Make sure you set the tip amount to 0 before you finalize your payment. I'm not sure what else at this moment I can do. I hope Indiegogo can do something, but apparently they wanted this feature in there. So yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that one. It might be against Indiegogo's rules to even post it, but I don't know what to do, guys. This is I want the backers to have a good experience when they back something, you know. So I don't want this. I don't want this. Anyway, guys, check it out. The link to this campaign is in the description of this video. But right now, we're not going to talk about this campaign. We are first saying hi to the people in the chat. Let me see. Of course, we have Matt Ruth. Matt Ruth is our guest today. He's waiting in the green room. They call it the green room, right? So yeah, we will bring him on in a few minutes. And we say hi to Killer Squid. Hello, Killer Squid. Welcome. David Feed. Welcome, David Feed. How are you? How are you doing? Darkside. Darkside is comics. Marinus. Welcome, Darkside. Guys, if you have not subscribed to Darkside's channel yet, do it. Do it today. He has daily comic book reviews. He is a total maniac. Then we have Amanda B. Hello, Amanda B. Welcome. Afternoon, Dave. Yes. Good afternoon to you as well. Let me see who else is here. Oh, we have Amanda says the backer can refund and the tip gets refunded too, and then reback, but I have no idea how that may affect your funds. If it's a quick turnaround to ask for a refund, I wouldn't imagine anything. Yeah, one of the backers did refund, and he told me it was all solved. So once refund, the tip also gets refunded. Luckily, I heard stories from other people who said, yeah, the tip won't even get refunded, but apparently it does. So this is one of the positives, I suppose. Hicks Villain, hello, Hicks Villain. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Okay, guys. My guest is a new guest for the show. He's never been here before, but his campaign looks awesome and it deserves more attention. So let's not wait much longer. Let me see where my thingy is. Here it is. So welcome to the show, Craig White.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, Craig. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, thank you. Hi, everyone in the chat.
Wow, look at your setup, man. You're totally into the.
Oh yeah, I'm a geek. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's been great. It's been great so far.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at Sugar and Chris's comment.
What is he saying? What is Sugar saying? Let me see.
That's funny.
Craig White. Yeah, Craig White. Yeah. Well, it is true, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Craig means the old man that lives down by a rock by the river or something like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Was I supposed to pronounce it differently? Craig.
Okay.
Craig.
Okay.
Right. All right. Guys, I'm doing my best. Here. Right. Yeah. Oh, Ryu is here? Wait. I see someone mentioning Ryu, but I don't see Ryu. Oh, there he is. Hello, Ryu. Welcome. And Darkside just posted a new review. Cool. Check it out, guys. Check it out. All right. Do you want me to call you Craig or Matt Ruth? What do you prefer?
I'm comfortable either way, Dave. I'm good.
Okay.
Craig's good.
Okay, Craig. So the first question I usually ask before we start is, what are you drinking?
So I'm ready to pour gin and tonic, actually. Some Citadel. So yeah, I'll pour that down.
Citadel?
Yeah, it's
right.
a really good gin.
Right.
From France. Yeah. So yeah, I'll mix that up.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Sounds good. So, where are you from?
So I'm from Canada. I was originally born in Toronto, Ontario, and I lived there for 25 years. I joined the Canadian Armed Forces at age 18, and then I served in the military for 26 years. So
Wow.
I just recently retired in June. But my whole life, I've been a bucket list type person. Sorry, I'm trying to make a mixed drink at the same time I'm talking.
Sure,
But
sure. Go ahead, man.
my entire life, I wrote a bucket list, like from age 14, of things I wanted to achieve in my lifetime, and I've been spending the rest of my life trying to do it. And the one thing I wanted to do when I retired very much was I wanted to write my science fiction. So basically, that's where I'm at.
Right. So is is this your man cave? Do you have all your own stuff
Yeah.
with your own refrigerator and beer and everything?
Yeah, yes. I've lived a very generous life, and I'm very grateful. So yeah, this is my little reprieve in my house.
Wow,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, um, were you always interested in comic books?
Yes. So yeah, I've been collecting comics since 1985. My father gave me, I think, GI Joe issue 1950, and then I went to some house party and somebody gave me Miami Mice issue number 1. Totally inappropriate for a child, but those are my first 2 comics. I've still got them to this day, and yeah,
Wow,
that's where it all started. Yeah.
that's where it started, right? Sugar says this guy is basically already a member of Crack Pack.
Thank you.
Man says no, just the accent made us do a double take. Yeah, yeah,
I've got my glow in the dark rock from Richie Ayala's Roach Balls. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Uh, okay, so you collected comics, right? So what are your favorite comics to read?
So definitely, basically when the 90s, I started off with GI Joe, Transformers, Predator, Aliens, all the the movie. I was a big 80s movie buff, so all the comic books that went along with the movies and extended the lore of those movies. I was into all those right off the beginning as a kid. I would definitely say became a huge comic book enthusiast when Image Comics launched. I've always been a rebel, anti-authoritarian sort of, type. So when Image first debuted, I was buying every single Image title that was on the racks, and I would go into the comic book store every week, and I would clean out every Image title and bring them home, and I've still got them all here. I've never given up my collection, so 92 to 97, Extreme Studios Image Comics was definitely my golden age.
Right, Extreme Studios was your favorite? The
Uh,
the Liefeld branch?
yeah, so yeah, the Young Blood, Blood Strike, Night
Right,
Strike, yeah.
right. Is that your inspiration for your own book?
Absolutely, yes. That was my favorite time in comics. I actually brought just a couple things out of my collection. So like,
Oh, sure.
I don't know if you can see, but like that's like a Billy Tucci sketchbook I got.
Oh, wow.
Only 499 of those, so these are just a few things. Yeah, I'm quite proud of the limited stuff. Dan Fraga Ashcan that's coming with all of his. He's doing a reprint of that with his new campaigns. All my Fraga
Oh,
Bloom.
wow.
Bloodstrike Ashcan as well. That's kind of cool. And then an Extreme Studios issue 0 with a lot of signatures. So you can see, like, I love my comics and yeah,
Yeah, you're a collector. Yeah.
yes,
So what about this new brigade? Wasn't Liefeld starting something new with Brigade?
yeah. So he relaunched basically a 30-year re-celebration, and he's relaunched Brigade. I don't know if he's doing the Young Blood imprint. I know he had a campaign. I'm not sure what happened with that, but yeah, they've relaunched Prophet and whatnot. So yeah, they brought it
Mm,
all back for a 30-year anniversary.
wow, 30 years, man. Damn.
Yes. Can't believe it's
Tu-
been that long.
Yeah, Tucci is the man, right? Yeah. So, all right. So while you were in service, right? Did you also
Yep.
read comics there? Was it
Yes.
possible?
So I joined the military in 1995, so very much in the middle of the Extreme Studios hype,
Yeah.
and yeah, I collect comics all through that. And as everyone knows, 9/11 happened, and then I decided to go regular forces. So I used to be reserve in Toronto, so I went and signed a 20-year contract, and absolutely everywhere I went, my barracks box was jam packed full of comic books. And wherever I went, people would be borrowing my books, and I distinctly remember going up and down the shacks looking for my Walking Dead volumes. Like, where's volume 3? Where's volume 2? And everyone's making fun of me going up and down trying to hunt all my comic books back down. But yes, absolutely, they've gone with me everywhere I went my entire career. So, yeah.
Oh wow. So what made you decide to make your own book?
Okay, so back into the writing, I wrote all throughout high school, even in the military. I read a lot of PERs, patrol reports. I wrote articles for various military outlets and news reports on various operations and stuff we did. So I even did a bit of writing there. But I started writing SOLTAC back in 2005. It was originally called The Corporate Order, very, very boring title. And I made it through the first chapter, but because of operational, like I did 2 tours in Afghanistan and a tour in Bosnia, because of operational commitments, I just sort of put it off to the side. And I was just like, I'm going to pursue this writing thing after I get out of the military. But what didn't stop was the world building in my head, right? So no matter where you go doing military stuff, you find yourself with a lot of downtime and a lot of time sitting and staring, and you can't play with a cell phone, you can't get distracted, so literally all you have is your mind to keep yourself entertained. So for 15 years, the world that's in this comic was my escapism. It was the place I went to in my own head to basically relax, right? So I continued to world build this idea with the anticipation that when I retired, I would write my science fiction books. Now that was the plan up until 2018 when The Last Jedi came out, so you can tell I'm a big Star Wars fan. And when I saw The Last Jedi, much like everyone else, I was extremely disappointed.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what that was. So I went to YouTube and I typed in The Last Jedi sucks, and lo and behold, I discovered the Fandom Menace and Comicsgate from there.
Right.
And then I sort of felt like, I'm one of those people, I go where life takes me. So I just kind of felt like it was a natural transition going into Comicsgate. So I started going through all the channels, like Comics Artist Pro Secrets, Dan Fraga's channel. I picked up How to Draw Comics, Drawing Comics the Marvel Way, On Writing by Stephen King, and I began doing research on how to draw, right? Sequentials, the differences in panel size if you want to get stuff across. And I began to educate myself on the art of creating a comic book in anticipation of making my own comic book. And when 2020 rolled around, Dan Fraga introduced himself into Comicsgate, and I realized, oh my goodness, Extreme Studios fanboy.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right? So I was like, that's it, I'm doing this. And I just said, I'm doing this. I'm going to make my own comic book. And then, I started looking for an artist. I went through about 300 portfolios between Comicsgate and online and Facebook until I found Gonzalo Loyola. And then I linked up with him, and we realized right away we had a good friendship, and we were both on board to do this. And that's how it just started. And I spent 2 years working with my team that I found, and we just a page a week, and here we are 2 years later. So.
Wow, that was fantastic, man. This is how these things go. It's it starts off with this little idea, and then it just so. So how was the experience of making this book? Were there some challenges that you did not expect, or?
Oh, it was rewarding in so many ways. Definitely, like I said, if there is any aspiring creators out there, the one thing I learned, and I'm sure everyone else in chat realizes, is promotion is just as important as making the comic book. So I had this foolish belief that if I made this amazing comic book and I hired the best artists and best colorists and best letterer, and this thing just glowed, that people would see it and they would just have to buy it.
Yes.
I was thinking like when you went to the rack in a comic book shop and you saw that book and you picked it up and bought it. But that's not how it works. You have to put the same amount of effort into the promotion as you do into making the comic book. Equal amount of effort, and I put 100% in the comic book and 0 into the promotion. And I'm not afraid to say these things. This is just how it works, right? And it's a learning lesson for everybody. So you went to my Indiegogo, for example. In the first 48 hours, I had 830 people visit my campaign, but only 20 backers. And I realized then that, I failed to create that hype. I failed to create that energy and that excitement.
Probably these were all visitors from the site themselves. They stumble upon your project.
Yeah.
But you need to try to also get people from outside to directly go there.
Yes.
And this is your own audience, right? You have to build that.
Yes. Absolutely. It's just as important. I think that's probably my biggest takeaway from all this is you need your own audience, you need your own channel. And they say it all the time, but people just think, I'm going to be the special one that's going to swim against the stream. No, it doesn't work, I can tell you. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, your campaign looks fantastic. Let's just pull it up here, right? So, but first, I did some preparations, you know. So
Oh.
first, let's have this. Well, that looked cool.
Thank you.
Really
Yeah,
cool.
my-
Who made this trailer for you?
A good friend of mine, Justin Godet, he's a good personal friend of mine. Once I realized how much it cost to make these, I went through my friends who have a bit of experience, and he created that file for me. So
Wow. I like the music also.
yeah, that's from White Bat Audio. If anyone's looking for free copyright-free music, if you look up White Bat Audio on YouTube, he's got hours and hours and hours of that dark synth type music, and it's available for anyone as long as you just drop his name in the description. You can use it.
Right. White Bat Audio.
Yep.
Awesome. Excellent. Okay. Let's see where you're at right now. You have 40 backers, 38
Yes.
days left. So you started with the full 60 days?
Yes, another mistake on my part. So another thing to tell people as well. I was like, I'm one of those people, I can't stand it when people get near that 30 and they're like, the campaign's gonna fail. Oh,
Yeah.
we need your help. Oh no, nothing's gonna happen. And then they garner that interest, and then boop, another 30 days pops up. I get so irate, and that's fine. It's a marketing tactic. I'm not telling you what to do. So I decided to go 60 because I wanted to avoid that. What I failed to realize is that Indiegogo gives you a massive signal boost at that end of the 30, because Indiegogo says your campaign's coming to an end and they share it. So by failing to do the 30-30, you're missing out on an opportunity for Indiegogo to give you a big signal boost. So please do the 30-30 for that reason, if no other.
Right. Yeah, I can understand your gripe, right? This is I get it, you know, but it's also without these 30 days, you get this really long dead zone where few things actually happen, and it can be demotivating. So now you have something to work towards, like these 30 days, and you can think of new stuff to do for the next 30 days. For instance, you can make it a little event, right? And if you have this little W, like you have this little peak, this also brings you up to the trending section. So yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm a rebel by nature, so I always like to go against the grain. But when it comes to this crowdfunding, don't go against the grain. Do what everybody's telling you to do.
Yeah, you
Don't
have
try
a
to
few
be a
proven concepts. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why people do it this way, for sure. So I'm learning that the hard way, but it's all good. Yeah.
But you have met your goal. You put it pretty low, but still.
Yeah, the reason for that, again, wasn't to be a smart aleck. It's because I'm making this book either way. I just basically decided when I kicked off the gate, no matter what happened, I was going to make this book and I was going to create this book. Even if, with just 40 backers, I'm extremely happy and appreciative for every backer. And the thought that 40 people out there are going to get this book, and I know anyone who buys this book is going to be blown away by it. I know I'm a first-time writer, but I'm telling you this story. I've spent 16 years cooking it, and I've had multiple people edit it for me. So, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Multiple editors.
Yes.
Just browsing the art there, man. It looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
please do. Yeah. That's all Gonzalo. So Gonzalo's the artist, and he's just as much as me wants to keep going. He so much wants to do the next book with me. He doesn't want this journey to end, and neither do I. So that's all promotional art that he created. And in the beginning, he was just in the campaign. We got to do this. We got to change this. We got to do this. We got to do this. It's like, all right, Gonzalo, So this is all stuff he created for the campaign because he very much wants to write the next book.
Oh,
he can't
shit.
wait to do the next book.
This
Yeah.
isn't even in the book. This is extra.
That is. No, that's one of the panels, but he's the
Okay.
one that cut up all that promotional stuff. And
Oh, that's what you mean. All right.
Yeah. So those are all panels. Yeah, those are all panels out of the book.
Wow. Okay, Mad Ruth presents. Mad Ruth, that is your company name or what?
Yep, it's both Mad Ruth Comics. It's what people know me as. So originally, this all started with my YouTube name was my gamer tags. So my original Star Wars Galaxies and my original Xbox name was Mad Kadar. And then when I played Star Wars: The Old Republic and I upgraded game systems, I changed it to Ruthakar. So my YouTube name was Mad Kadar Ruthakar. And then I subscribed to Ethan's channel, and he had to butcherly try to say, Mahada Kadar or Rauthakar is a new member. And then I did it to Dan, and I realized, okay, I better change that because people are going to get annoyed. So I just condensed it down to Mad Ruth, and that's literally how I came up with the name.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. But the reason I put that in there was for the algorithm. If people searched either Mad Ruth or SOLTAC, it would come up both ways. So that's why I wrote
it. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So if you put Dave Brink presents, they can either put your name or the campaign name, and it comes up.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I would feel awkward, but for you, this is your brand. It is your company basically.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay, SOLTAC Betrayal, Volume 1, a story of a bounty hunter, a neo-samurai, and the fate of our solar system. Wow. That sounds exciting. Look at this logo, by the way. This is a pretty cool logo, man.
Thank you.
So what does SOLTAC stand for?
So Sol as in the sun or the solar system, and TAC is the tactical command group. So basically, the way I envisioned the solar system, again, I've spent 15 years dreaming this up, is I looked at 6,000 years of history of humanity, and I'm a big believer in history repeating itself and everything's cyclical. So just as a fly on the wall, 6,000 years into the future, it started as, where will humanity be in 6,000 years? So the way I imagined it is we've conquered our solar system, we've now populated all of the planets and the moons, and we're into terraforming. Much like Jurassic Park, we're able to manipulate DNA and create different life on different worlds, as well as manipulate life forms. In addition to that, artificial intelligence and the singularity occurred. And just like with Homo sapiens taking over Neanderthals or the colonization of America, it generally happens where a dominant group takes over the group that's currently there, right? So I imagine that there was a 200-year war between humans and the artificial intelligence, and then for some reason we won, right? Well, we wouldn't really win, but that's all explained in the comic book. So I came up with that whole concept with that. I can keep going if you want. Or...
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay. So in this whole future that I've imagined 6,000 years in the future, what happens is the bounty hunter Dexter Barrow, he's a war hero from the war against the AI.
That's this guy?
Yes. He was the one that was attributed to winning the war, so he's got a reputation as a bounty hunter, but he's, everyone's very grimy in my world, right? There's no peace and love. It's a very dark, life doesn't mean very much, right? So in essence, we were attempting to do near light speed with our spacecraft to get out of our solar system because the resources are depleting. And it keeps, for unknown reasons, it keeps getting sabotaged or ending in catastrophe. So they're blaming it on the former project lead, which is Misha Atsu. She's the Neo-Samurai. She used to be in charge of this project. So they hired him to basically assassinate her, get her out of the way because she's the one that's interfering with the project. So he goes through the rigmarole of joining SOLTAC for the purpose of using that sort of clearance to move between corporations throughout the galaxy. It's basically like a James Bond 007, right? By being a SOLTAC officer, you're free to roam the solar system, right? Nobody can really stop you. So he tracks down Misha Atsu, and something ensues there, and then they realize between the two of them what's really going on. People have been conspiring against them, and then they start to join forces, and they go and figure out what the hell's happening, and then they begin to unravel the conspiracy that's been launched against them both. So it's a lot of action, a lot of violence. It's gritty. There's
Wow.
Misha Atsu's scantily clad, so to speak. So there's a little bit of that in the book. It's definitely for mature readers. It's not a kid's book.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds epic.
Yes.
Islyn's here. Welcome, Islyn. Hello. Wow, this sounds phenomenal. Okay, so this book is, I assume, typically a US format, right? So
yes, that's correct.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then also too, I'm not just the writer, but like all those layouts that you're seeing, I also do the layouts.
You do the layout.
So I give Gonzalo, this is my art. Again, I'm not the greatest artist in the world. I wouldn't want to create a comic book with my art skills. But yeah, every week I would give Gonzalo one of these and be like, hey Gonzalo, this is the next page. And then between the two of us, we would basically, he would be, you gave me 9 panels, I can do this in 5. And he would rework it and he'd send it back. I'd be like,
Right.
good, that tells the story that needs to be told. So every week I would hand him one of those, and then every week he would give me a page. Like I said, a page a week for 2 years we've been at this. So it's not just the writing, it's writing with images, right? Telling the story.
Right, but he did appreciate you making the layouts for him. I can imagine sometimes artists would like the freedom to decide for themselves, but you were pretty strict with the.
No, it's very much a collaborative effort, and being the most rookie member of my own team, even though it's my book, I relied on the feedback from everyone on my team. I wanted my team to be involved and be just as proud of this project as I was. So no, he would take what I gave him visually, and he would say that would cut down half of the time of trying to read a script and interpret it. But no, he would very much take, like I said, I would give him 9 panels, he'd come back with 6. He'd say, hey, I can tell it this way instead. And I'd look at it, as long as all the elements are there, that's awesome, Gonzalo, let's do it. So no, I trusted my colorists, I trusted my artists, my letterer's feedback. That's Kurt Hathaway is actually the letterer. He used to work for Image Studios. He's an Image Studios, Extreme Studios legend as well. He took one of the first versions of my script, and he tore it apart, rightfully so. He showed me how to properly write a script, and he's like, you need to go away, you need to polish this, and you need to come back to me. So no, my entire team for the past 2 years has been teaching me and helping me and guiding me, and their input is very much just as important as mine. This is a collaborative effort.
Yeah, excellent. Easlin likes the name.
Yeah, thank you so
SOLTAC.
much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's much better than the corporate order, that's for sure.
Corporate order. Yeah, that was the working name, right?
Yeah.
So who did the lettering?
So Kurt Hathaway.
Oh, it was Kurt. Yeah, right. Yeah, you just said Kurt.
But
It looks phenomenal.
But every page looks like that. So you're not getting a book where it's got a fancy cover. And no, there's 92 interior pages, and every page is just as beautiful as that.
Look at this, man. The ship.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like I said, anyone who gets this book is going to be blown away. And you can read in that whether I know how to write or not. That's why those pages are in there, because I know as a new writer. Sorry.
Yeah. So in the beginning you were saying that you got really into the image era with Extreme Studios, and then you made your own book, but you didn't go for superheroes, which was basically Image started like a superhero company, right? So
I'm, and I know Star Wars has the Force. Like, I don't have the Force or anything like that. But again, when I tied this into, I saw The Last Jedi, and I was very disappointed, and I said, I can do it better. This is basically my version of a sci-fi epic hero's journey adventure. So, there isn't really superpowers per se, but we do have the ability to manipulate DNA and genetics, as well as we have the ability to augment artificial intelligence and cybernetics. So in a way, that's kind of the special ability. As well as if you tie into the Bible, back in the Old Testament, people would live to be like 300 years, 400 years old. Well, we found a way now for people to live to be 300 years again. So now when people die, it's not that they actually die of old age. Their body begins to decompose and sort of rot and fall off over time. So these are the kinds of things I've dreamed up, yeah.
So they physically do get older, but they won't die for like 300 years.
Well, yeah, the body just sort of deteriorates and falls apart.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
These designs. So how did you come up with these designs? Who did these?
So again, shoot, I had the page here. Where did I throw that? So this was my original of that. So just to give you an idea, so this is me saying, "Hey Gonzalo, this is what you need to do," and then you go back to that page. That's what Gonzalo ended up doing with it. So
wow.
That's between me and Gonzalo. That's how he translated that page.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it kind of appears while you draw. The ship basically appears here, and then you have to take it from here, right? If the ship appears later in the story, you have set the design right here.
Yep.
Directly.
Oh, so a big thing about writing too, yeah. So I created this ash can in 2020. So I worked with my friend Ben. Sorry, I keep throwing stuff that makes you. But before I even began, this is Gonzalo's very first drawing of Dexter Barrow. So I sat down and I wrote every character. I designed every character with my friend Ben. I then took pencil crayons and I colored them out, and then had my Gonzalo colored them from there. But I made sure every one of my character designs, the color scheme, their look, everything was cemented in my copyright book. So when it came time to draw it, if it didn't look the way it needed to look, I would just refer back to basically my Bible. And I would say, no, it has to be done this way. So that there's consistency throughout on every single page, right? This is, by the way, this is an example of the ash can. It will be made better. These pages will be done with a better graphic design. Here's the bad guys. Yeah. So me and Gonzalo's just sat down and we just started dreaming up pages for the book. And then once we were happy, we just went to town. And then there's a bunch of line art stuff in the back. So that's the free ash can that everybody gets with my book, by the way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. A lot of work put into this, man.
Yes. I should have put as much into promotion, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic also. Oh, is this what you were saying? People are getting older and decaying and then kept alive.
Yeah, it's a bit of that war between the biological and the artificial, right? That's the way I see humanity going, right? Eventually that singularity is going to come, and then we're going to have difficulty once artificial intelligence begins competing with humanity. So.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
Interior page. Excellent work, man.
Thank you.
We like this.
So that's the creator of the AI horde back there, if you're wondering why he's a brain and a spinal column. So he created the AI, so they basically revere him as a god. And then that's his son. That's all that's left is half a torso, an arm, and a head. The rest of him's artificial. And they're the only last remaining organics inside the AI hive. So after the war, they all got exiled to Mars, basically. Much like in history, when somebody's responsible for starting the war and they lose, they get exiled, right? So.
Right. Chat, if you have any questions for Craig?
No, it's all good.
I don't want to mispronounce it again, you know. Then please throw it in there. All right, you have some stretch goals planned. You have one unlocked, 2 stickers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was just for hitting 4 figures, right? That's basically my thank you for hitting 1K, because it would have been embarrassing if I couldn't even hit that number. But
right, but you are very, very ambitious, because you go up to 25K and then you can get the 5th trading card. So you have a lot of trading cards planned.
So the reason I went to that, I'm not so ego bound that I thought I was going to hit 25K. I've done enough research to know that most brand new creators can expect to get roughly 5 to 7K and 100 backers. That's a realistic expectation for a first-time creator, right? And I know this. But so the reason I put that was basically, if it hits 25K, I'm obligated to make volume 2. That's what I was trying to get at, is that no questions asked. If I hit 25K, I will focus the next 2 years on making the next book.
Right. But you're going to make that anyway, right?
I'm going to do everything I can, but I've got to sell 700 copies of this one way or the other to generate enough funds to make. I can't just keep dumping my own money into this, right? It's pretty expensive. But I very much wanted to show people I was serious. Because I'm a new writer and a new creator, I wanted to create the book up front, create it first, show people what I can deliver, show people I can write, so that would entice people to at least give me more of a chance.
So is the book done?
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, if you go to what's it called, updates, every time I give an update on my project, I've given 4 already, I'll add another special something in there. So one of those updates, that's going to be put in the back cover. That's why that one's there. One of those updates actually has all the pages laid out, because there was some back and forth with how many pages are in this book. Sorry, I think it's the very first update. That's the blood and ink cover, if people are curious what that looks like. Okay, so there's the layout of my book. So you can count how big this thing is. 88 pages of story, which is 4 floppies plus 4 more interior. 92 interior pages. Every page is as beautiful as the cover.
Right. But these won't be floppies, right? This is one book.
One book, one thick square back trade paperback, yes.
Right. Wow. Great.
And I wanted to make 3 88-page trade paperbacks was the goal, a trilogy. But it doesn't even have to end there. If fans absolutely love it, it's like any other huge science fiction that it could branch off. But start small.
Yeah. What is blood and
blood and ink? So for the line art book, because I like to do things differently. If you go to my Twitter, that cover is actually covered in blood. I didn't do it for the Indiegogo because I didn't want to get. But it's ink and blood. Anywhere that blood occurs, you're going to see crimson blood. So me and Gonzalo went through those pages and we just made the blood a little bit more emphasized and a little bit more bloody and raw. So it's not just a standard line art; it's line art and blood. Yeah.
Okay.
And the lettering is red. So if you think of like Frank Miller with 300, the Spirit, more like Frank Miller style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. That's sorry, this one pretty cool. Oh, that was the end. All right. Excellent, man. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's see what you have for perks right here. Both books.
So with that, you get the 92 interior page all color, which you see, 92 page line art, which is ink and blood, and then you also get the ash can. So that's a pretty good deal for that price, I think.
Yeah, I'd say it's yeah, a lot of pages, man.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. Betrayal Volume 1. That's just this book, right?
Just the color book and the ash
Just the
can.
card.
Yeah.
Oh, the ash can, right? Yeah. Only the blood and ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, for $25. Then we have retail tier. Yeah, that's always good to have there. You never know, right? Dexter variant.
So yeah, so those are all the art tiers. So I can keep going through tiers, but David asked a question, and when we get back, we'll definitely answer David's question.
Oh, did David ask a question? I'm sorry, David, I missed it. I was watching the perks. I don't know if you already asked but what is this Sons of Strife thing?
Right. So dreaming up my two villains. So those two villains you saw down there, their names are 0 and I. So if you think of binary language, 1 and 0. There's more to it than that. So the name of the original person who created the Singularity, his name is Dr. Hades Strife, and he's the original creator, and they are the Sons of Strife, right? The Singularity program is 0, and 0 is able to occupy any other artificial, creature, and he can move his program from one to another. So even if you try to kill 0, if he has enough time, he can download himself into someone else. I is the half-biological son, which you see there as well, and they are the Sons of Strife, the sons of Dr. Hades Strife. And that's what the name.
That's mighty cool, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Very cool stuff. Let me see where we were. We have various art tiers.
So again, Ben Steemerler did all the original drawings for me. He's actually a family friend during COVID, so he needed a bit of extra money, so he's the one who helped me with those designs. So I have all the original 11 by 17 comic board. I have them here. So in those tier, if people are really into collecting original art, you will get the original 11 by 17 drawing of that character, plus I'll throw in the print, plus I'll throw in the 2 books, plus I'll throw in the prototype. So I've got prototype trading cards and prototype books and stuff that I made. So it's not the finished stuff, but it's the stuff I made for the copyright and just clowning around. So they get all the prototype, and then they get the stretch goals on top of that. So I'm jamming all of that into those art tiers for that price. And I think that's a pretty good deal for those prices. But I had somebody bought one and then they refunded it, which was really sad.
Oh no. Yeah, this sometimes happens, man. Yeah. You're like, yes, and then you're like, oh no.
Oh yeah, I was celebrating, and then it is what it is.
You were drunk, you were already crazy drunk, and then oh no, party's over. So you have like how many do you have?
There's 8. So there were 8 original character sketches that I did in 2020 with Ben.
Wow,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so you could be a part of history. I mean, I don't know if this is going to turn into something greater, but it's like the original drawing of that character, the very first one. So.
Right. Wow, fantastic. Yeah, it all looks nice. So the colors, did the artist also do the colors?
So I had Alonso Espinoza. He helped me while he could. He's a very busy colorist. So in order to keep us on track, he did the first 60 pages. So Alonso helped me with the first 60. Once Gonzalo finished with the line art, obviously Gonzalo's not going to charge me the same rates. So Gonzalo's taken over colors from page 28 to 88. Sorry, page 61 to page Well, anyways, in any case, he's doing the last 30 pages, but that's Gonzalo's colors. That's both Gonzalo's artwork and colors on that cover.
Oh,
So
wow.
He's very talented artist. He's out of Chile. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have him. I'm very happy to call him my friend. That's, like, we talk to each other every day. You know, this is a friendship that we just only happened when we started making this comic. So he doesn't know what he's going to do if we're not continuing this book. You know. He loves the way we got it set up because he takes my page, he goes offline, and he takes off, and he just draws and does his own thing for a week, and then he comes back. So he's loving life.
Yeah, man, it's really cool when your creative crew is into this book as much as you are. This is their project also, you know.
Very much.
So yeah, fantastic.
And we want to keep going so badly, but we need help to do it, right?
Right. Yes. Indeed. So, did I forget to ask anything? Are there things we need to know about this campaign or about this book that's important? Let me see this. Oh, look at these designs. Pretty cool, man.
So again, I spent 2 tours in Afghanistan. So
Yeah.
the way I envisioned those were spiders and scorpions, right? So the spaceship
really?
kind of looked like spiders, and another one looked like a scorpion with a big cannon that comes like a tail, and then it fires this big cannon. So that's what inspired those designs for me.
Right. It's also like I see this, right. We have many science fiction IPs out there, many franchises, but this doesn't. Look, you have a few familiar elements, of course, but it doesn't seem like anything else.
It's very much an idea that I've spent 15 years in my head, and I felt I needed to get out of my head. I almost felt like if I took it with me to the grave, I'd be doing something, you know. So I just wanted to create this book just to show everyone, whether they back it or not back it, that you know what I mean, I can create something amazing, and I'm just so proud and so grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, I'm really digging this.
Thank you.
Looks amazing. Okay, let's refresh. You are at 40 backers now. Let's just give it a little refresh, right? 40 backers now and 40 backers now. But we won't give up.
It's okay.
We will share this. We will talk about this, guys. So and you had some updates with extra art. Let's take a look at that also. Black and white here. Yeah, here's something. All right, we've seen that. This is great too. I love this layout.
Yeah, if they want to see the bloody version of that, you go over my Twitter where it's not banned like it is on Indiegogo, and you can see that in ink and blood, exactly as I've been saying.
Right. Great stuff, man.
Thank you. But yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay, guys, the link to this campaign is in the description of this video. So please go check it out, guys. Yeah. Tell everyone about it. And while you are checking it out, you can also go to American Bliss Father's Pride and and check that one out. Also, mind the warning, guys. Mind the warning. I have it up there now, and it might be something you're dealing with also.
Yes,
Craig.
I definitely feel the effect of people looking at my campaign and seeing that tip, and Indiegogo is driving customers away. It's really a bad business model. They need to get rid of it.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. Whoever thought of this should be fired.
It's turning people away. It's horrible.
Especially when you have like first time backers. You know, when you have some people back all the time, they recognize it. It was there before, but not as prominent, right? But if you're a first time backer and you then it could be your last time also, you know. So
I put all this work in to get people here, and then they get all the way up. I get them to my campaign, you know, people on the street too, right? I'm doing everything I can and then they look at that and they say, "Nah, I'm out of here," and then they duck out.
You have to explain to them, mind the tipping system, but if you set it to 0 and they're like, "No, man, that's too much work."
Yeah, sounds shady.
Yeah, it sounds shady. Indeed. Yeah, it sucks, man. Absolutely sucks.
But they did put out a survey, and it's encouraging when we got that survey. Tell them what you really think of it. So I gave them a really nasty feedback on how horrible an idea that was when I answered that survey.
I think most people did, and it didn't do anything with the results. So they just ignored it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. Check out this campaign. David says, "Mind your step. It's like the airport in Amsterdam. Mind your tip." Right? Yeah. Yeah. Mind your tip. Okay. Yeah. Let's stop sharing. So, Matt Ruth, if people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
So on Facebook, I'm Craig White, and as well as under Instagram, I'm Craig White there as well. On Twitter, I have two accounts. I have my Mad Ruth Comics, which is like a PG. It's just straightly promotion. Then I have my Mad Ruth main account. Some people in the chat know me there. That's the one I chirp at people and stuff. The one that I'm nice and polite on is actually doing much better than the one I chirp on, so it doesn't pay to be a loudmouth. And
No.
I'm also Mad Ruth on YouTube. I only have 130 subs. I don't have StreamYard yet, but I do funny antics there. You know, I get drunk and just make a random video here and there. So I've been making at least a video a month since I started. So you can go all the way back 2 years to when I very first began this project and see the evolution of it. I realize after this campaign's done, though, if I'm going to continue with this, I got to make YouTube my next main focus. I got to generate my own audience, and I know that.
Right. So. Yes. Yes, it goes with the marketing game nowadays. Yeah.
You can't rely on others for everything. But thank you very much for having me on. I really
yeah. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, thank you for being here, right, and showing us your campaign. I wish you the best of luck with it. I hope you get lots of more backers. We keep sharing. I will make sure I'll shout it out during your campaign time. So thank you, and special thanks to the chat for everyone who watched, who visited, who checked out the campaign, and who liked. Please like this video and share it. And okay, guys, this was it for this week. I'm completely tired. I did too much streaming. This is my last stream for now, so I'll be back next week, same time, same channel, new guest. See you then. Bye bye.